What's up, Buttercups? So today I was going to talk about what to do after your relationship is over. Your toxic, sometimes narcissistic, empathic relationship, sometimes people say false twin flame, all kinds of dynamics. Whatever happened, your relationship crumbled, the tower collapsed. And now you're in the separation mode of this relationship that you were so intensely invested in, whether it was because of longevity and time, or if it was just because of the amount of energy that you put in this relationship. You're exhausted, and now you find yourself alone for the first time in a minute. And you're finding yourself truly wanting to separate from it. You know, it's not just a separation for a moment. This is like a tower moment. This is like true endings of relationships coming down. Because your souls know that it has a higher purpose. It has a higher reason for being here. And it has to escape these things that are restricting it in order to achieve that. And so these relationships are crumbling, and now you're alone for the first time in a long time, or for the first time you realize it's separating and you don't spend the energy that you used to spend on it wondering how you could fix it anymore. It's almost like it's finished. It's like an exhale, like whew, it's done. It's over, like it's really done this time. And what do you do after that? Because it no longer feels right to just run and get into another relationship. That was the answer so many years, I think. It was like, oh, I can get over you. I can get better. I don't need you. I can do all kinds of things to hurt you because I'm better than you. That doesn't even feel right anymore. It feels like, what can I do to make myself a better person? Right? How can I do something to raise my awareness to patterns? Why am I attracting people like you? Basically, what is it about me that keeps attracting this person, this type of person? There's something that I'm attracting. And really going within and focusing on ourselves and figuring out, what do I want in this life? Who am I? First of all, who am I? And then, what do I want out of this life? What's my purpose? What would make me feel accomplished and fulfilled if I died tomorrow? And so, when you sit with these questions, who am I? What direction am I going? You realize that you have to focus on yourself to make the changes. And when you start focusing on yourself and you don't have the energy to even think about that other person or even think about starting a new relationship, because it is so intensely focused on you. This is the first time that some of you have even thought about focusing on yourself, right? If for so many years or for so long it seemed, you were in this desert focusing on other people and how to take care of other people, and you were spiritually dry in this desert, just walking around aimlessly, because no matter what you did, it never pleased the other person. They never truly were fulfilled at the end of the day. They may have been temporarily, but they never were truly fulfilled. And you can't do that for them. That's their own journey. They have to fulfill themselves. We all have to experience it. That's the whole key. You have to go through it yourself. And so what we're finding now is you can't help someone else. They have to experience it. So now we can draw that energy back to ourselves and focus on us and what we want. So start thinking about your health. That's what I started doing. That was the first thing I started about, my health. What do I want to achieve? Where do I want to go? Well, I need to be healthy to be able to travel. I need to be healthy to be able to maintain whatever I need to do in my career. And I want to feel good. I want to look good. I want to feel good. I want to be able to still salsa when I'm 90. I still want to be traveling the world and learning new things and being able to still do that long into my life. And so my health, like what kind of diet, what kind of foods do I want to put in my body? What kind of nutrients do I want to give myself? I love myself, so how do I show that? And that is everybody's perspective on what they want to do. That is your vessel. You determine what kind of gas goes in your car. Some people get diesel, some people get gas. There's 87, 93, other numbers, 89. Oh gosh. Anyway, blonde moment. So, I then lost track about what I was talking about. Anyways, you decide what your health looks like, what food you put in. Do you want a diet and exercise routine? Do you want to, do you want to incorporate exercise every day? Do you want to do it 3 times a week? How often do you want the exercise? What does exercise look to you? Some people it looks like lifting weights. Some people it looks like Zumba and dancing and dancing with music, and some people it looks like going outside and doing yoga. Some people it looks like staying inside. Some people it looks like just getting out of bed. That's a small feat to some, but some people are very thankful to even be able to do it, and it takes a lot of energy and effort to do it. It doesn't matter what it is. Every journey begins with a single step. And so just start small. Even if it is, just little hand weights. Whatever it may be. Start small, but do you want to incorporate that? How much sleep do you want to get? There's all kinds of health questions that you can ask yourselves on what you want to do. And then I moved to patterns. What kind of patterns do I have right now that I don't necessarily need to hang on to if I want to be my best version of myself? And so, for right now, for me, I'm not a very disciplined person. I have had to work on my self-discipline. And I've had to make things very structured for myself in order to achieve this. Because I lack discipline. I never really had a motivation. I never really had a reason. I couldn't really find that reason why. And once I figured out my purpose, then I understood what I needed to do to get there and who I needed to be. And then I could change the habits that I had that were not working out to get me to where I'm going. And one of those is discipline. So I looked at my patterns. Hey, this isn't working out for me. And surrounding myself with undisciplined people is really not working out for me, because it truly does rub off. So I restructured things, right? And it's not been the easiest thing, but I pushed through it. And then so that's an example of a pattern. There's so many other patterns that we could talk about, but the patterns. Then I looked at what kind of career do I want to have? What would make me happiest in a career that I'm thriving in, that I'm passionate about, that I love doing, that doesn't even feel like work? And that's where you can look at those patterns as well. If I want to be this successful person, and success is different to everybody. Some people don't need fame or fortune, whatever success is to you, and that's a personal prerogative. But you just got to think about what traits you want to be at the level of success that you want. And then turn those traits around. And then think about what you want your next spouse to look like, what you want your next relationship to look like. What traits do they have? And you can look at your past relationships and think, what was good? What was bad? What traits did I will not tolerate in the next relationship? What traits do I like about that person that, hey, I really do want that in my next relationship? And then, not settle. What am I not going to settle for? And what does family look like to me? What kind of home do I want to be living in? What kind of car do I want to be driving? What does my days look like? Am I traveling? Am I staying home? Do I have a wife and kids? Do I have a husband and kids? Or am I a world nomad and going everywhere? Or, you know, it's very different. It doesn't matter what it is. But what does that all look like for you? Another thing to consider is, what kind of things do you like doing that you haven't been able to do because you didn't have the time to do them? You know, is there any classes that you want to take to learn things? I know, like, right now, I've been thinking about taking a dance class and learning how to salsa or a pottery class. But what kinds of things do you like doing? You know, do you like going camping, fishing, hiking? Do you want to go take classes and learn cooking? Or what ignites the fire in your soul? What makes you come alive? What are you passionate about? What things can you get around other people that like the same things as you? You know, I like dancing, so can I take some dance classes? And I can learn from people that know more than I do, that can teach me, but at the same time, you're socializing and you're getting out there. And even if you take online classes, you know, you can stay inside if that's what you prefer. But what do you like to do? That's the main question. What are your passions? Is there anything that you can do to learn, you know, higher learning? So there's lots of things when you're in these relationships, you do get lost. And it takes a moment to take that breather before you can ever think about jumping into another relationship. It's like jumping a cliff. And you've jumped, and it's that little moment before you hit the water. You have that little pause. And that's kind of what we're in right now. You focus on yourself. Focus on yourself and what changes you can make to be the best version of you. And then you will attract everything you want to attract. So if you resonated with this, just give me a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Mwah.